Okay, here we will discuss the technology made by Mr. Habibie regarding vast trend and plans. However, before understanding his creation, we must first understanding him. The third President of Republic of Indonesia, Baharudin Yusuf Habibie, was born in Parepare, South Sulawesi on June 25, 1936. He is the fourth of 8 children. The pair Alwi Abdul Jalil Habibie and R.A.
Tuti Marini Puspawardoyo.
He married Hasri Ainun Besari on May 12, 1962 and has two sons, namely Ilham Akbar and Tariq Kemal. From there, what do you think about Mr. Habibie?
He is a good example of an intellectual, romantic, and religious person. For more than half a century, he has inspired millions of Indonesians to become like him. Habibie is known as an expert in the field of aerospace engineering. His contribution to science is beyond doubt. B.J. Habibie, one of Indonesia's most influential figures. Not only domestically, B.J. Habibie is also influential in the world. His genius in creating work has made him known overseas. This certainly makes Indonesia proud because it has a world-recognized figure.
I agree. Mr. Habibie is a figure who really inspires many people. In 1945, after Mr. Habibie graduated from Senior High School in Bandung, he continued his study to Bandung Institute of Technology. He did not finish his study at ITB because at the same time he got a scholarship from the Ministry of Education and Culture of Indonesia to study in Germany. He remembered that Bung Karno had emphasized about the importance of plant development for Indonesia, and then he decided to take aerospace engineering with airplane construction, especially at Rhine-Westphalen as an Technische Hochschule or RWTH, an institute of technology in Germany.
It seems that everyone already knows the figure of Mr. Habibie. Now, let's talk about his technological creation. His plan that I have ever heard of is the RIT. The RIT aircraft was designed by the third Indonesian president, Baharudin Yusuf Habibie, who was previously included in the National Strategic Project. Unfortunately, the government decided to revoke the RIT aircraft project and another Habibie designed aircraft, namely the N-245 from PSN, and replaced it with the development of drone technology.
The technology great that I really admire was the N-250 plane in the mid-1990s. It was considered the most advanced aircraft of the time. In 1995, the N-250 took off for the first time at Bandung Hussein Sastranegara Airport. The aircraft is planned to be launched to the public as advertisement in the coming years. Unfortunately, the Asian financial crisis in 1997 left this project neglected. Habibie's last wish before he died was to launch the RIT, but Habibie will never see him flying in the sky. It's time to go to Indonesia to fulfill his wish.
It was best when Mr. Habibie was involved in designing the C-1030 Hercules. B.J. Habibie once participated in the designing the Transal C-130 military transport aircraft. This fighter aircraft has four high-wing turboprops which serve as the main military transport aircraft for military force in many parts of the world, capable of landing and taking off from short runways. It was originally an army and cargo aircraft carrier which is now also used in a wide variety of roles, including airborne infantry, weather monitoring, aerial refueling, air firefighting, and air ambulance. Today there are more than 40 Hercules models, including several rifle boats, and are also used in more than 50 countries.
If we talk about Mr. Habibie plan, we must not forget about Habibie theory, which has another name, crack propagation theory. The essence of this theory is to recognize the cracks that occur in the plan. This finding was discovered by Habibie when he was 32 years old.
Oh, I have heard then he had to really work hard to come up with this theory to the point of having to count to the atomic level. However, thanks to this theory, modern aircraft today are much more efficient in burning fuel while reducing the risk of aircraft accidents.
Oh, I see. Yes, we was nicknamed Mr. Croc. I am very impressed with his love. More than 6 years, Mr. Habibie lost Ainun, the woman who accompanied which for 58 years and 10 days. Throughout this time without a soulmate, he regularly visit Ainun's grave. Habibie and Ainun set an example of what he calls divine love, a love that transcends true love.
I agree, since Ainun passed away on May 22, 2010, Habibie has faithfully beside the tomb of his eternal lover. Every time there, Habibie always wears a scarf left by Ainun.
Oh yes, the cream scarf was wrapped around her neck, completing the cocoa shirt he was wearing. That's the lonely red scarf that makes Mr. Habibie always feel Ainun by his side.
I was very sad when I heard the news of his death. He is a hero and role model for the Indonesian people. He can make Indonesia more advanced by surrendering its time to the nation.
And also, hopefully, we can be like him who is useful in advance the welfare and technology of the nation.
I hope he can be accepted by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Amin.
I really admire him. His most memorable words are intelligence without love is dangerous. Love without intelligence is not love. With the expression, Mr. Habibie wants to say that there is a need for a balance between knowledge or intelligence and love or empathy.
In a broader perspective, Mr. Habibie reminds us that even if someone is highly knowledgeable but is not accompanied with ethic, moral, and a sense of love for fellow human beings, all of that will be useless.